Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Hellhound Superman Collection, Part 3. That's right, my Part 1 Superman Collection video, we looked at comic books. In Part 2, we looked at graphic novels and trade paperbacks. And so now, in Part 3, we're going to look at cartoons. Animated TV shows, not animated movies. That'll be the next video. So yeah, all the animated television series featuring the Man of Steel. So I don't have the 1941 Max Fleischer theatrical animated shorts on DVD yet. It is on DVD, and I plan to get it on at some point, but I don't have that one yet. The earliest Superman cartoon I have is the 1966 New Adventures of Superman. So this is actually Season 1. Season 2 was better known as the Superman Aquaman Hour, and like that aired along with the Adventures of Aquaman cartoon. And Season 3 was the Superman Batman Hour, which aired along with the 60s Batman cartoon, the Adventures of Batman. So this is the New Adventures of Superman. I guess they titled it so it wouldn't get confused with the those animated Max Fleischer theatrical shorts from the 40s, or maybe just so to avoid confusion with the Adventures of Superman live-action black and white TV show with George Reeves as Superman. But anyway, yeah, it's from 1966. This cartoon's pretty good. Yeah, it features Superman, posing as Clark Kent, working for the Daily Planet, saving Lois Lane from villains like, of course, Lex Luthor, Brainiac, Toyman, Mr. Mxyzptlk, and an original villain known as the Warlock, who's created for this show. Yeah, there's 36 episodes. They're all really, really short, because like I said, it aired with other cartoons. There's also the Adventures of Superboy, which aired along with these Superman, Aquaman, and Batman cartoons, and the Justice League shorts, which we'll get to in a minute. With a few other superheroes had shorts as part of this whole package, and part of the original syndicated programming. But the Superboy cartoon hasn't been released on DVD yet, to the best of my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's on DVDs. That's why I don't have it. But yeah, pretty cool show. Not the best incarnation of Superman. It's but I think it still holds up. It's still pretty fun. Like I said, the episodes are pretty short, and it's a little dated, of course, but it's just good, cheesy fun. Yeah, there's Lex Luthor and Mr. Mxyzptlk and the Warlock, who's a new villain created just for the show. There's a lot of villains that were just that were created just for the show. There's like a lot of giant monsters that weren't really from the comics. Usually Superman just shows up and we see him punching asteroids and seeing missiles run into him. There was the Parasite as well, but he wasn't the Raymond Jensen Parasite from the pre-Crisis comics. His name was actually I.C. Harris, and he had a similar origin to the comic Parasite, but he didn't have purple skin. He just looked like a normal man with like a mustache, and then but that Superman did defeat him in a very similar way to the way he defeated the Raymond Jensen Parasite from the comics. So I guess you could technically say that was the first adaptation of that character, even though it was a lot different. Yeah, of course, yeah, Jimmy Olsen's there, Lois is there, like I said. But yeah, pretty cool cartoon, pretty fun, pretty nostalgic for me. I grew up watching this along with the 50s George Reeves live-action series, so yeah, pretty cool. Let's see where it all started, even though this wasn't the first animated adaptation of Superman. That would be those 40s Max Fleischer theatrical animated shorts, like I said. Alright, and then of course there was the Super Friends cartoons and all that. We'll get to that later. Let's first look at solo Superman cartoons, and then we'll get to an ensemble versions where he's part of a team. Oh, by the way, I've got a lot of Superman comics coming from the mail, so I might make a part 6 of this series looking at comics, or maybe I'll just include them at the beginning of my part 5 video where we'll look at live action movies and television shows that I have on DVDs. That I haven't decided yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, the next solo Superman cartoon I have, by the way, I don't have seasons 2 and 3 on DVD. They are on DVD now, but I do plan on getting them soon of this show, so you guys will be the first to know. There's a couple episodes where Lex Luthor teams up with Brainiac and Warlock, and it's pretty cool. So I think Titano, the super ape, the giant ape, was in this as well, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, yeah, the next solo animated Superman series I have is the one that seems to be forgotten about. Hardly anybody remembers this show. That's the 1988 Ruby Spears Superman cartoon. There's only like 13 episodes, and but it's pretty well done. I really like it a lot. Yeah, of course, Lois and Jimmy Olsen are there. You know, Lex Luthor's there. Yeah, plenty of villains. Yeah, it didn't last very long, but I actually really like this one. I think it's very underrated and just kind of overlooked. A lot of people don't remember it. I remember it. I remember, liking it a lot. I'm very glad to have it on a DVD now and relive some of those great memories. Yeah, I really like the art style and the animation. What I really like about this this cartoon is there's a full-length episode, and then at the end there's a short showing kind of the origin of Superman. And it's called the Superman Family Albums, like when he first arrived here from Krypton in his rocket ship as a baby, as baby Kal-El, then he's adopted by the Kens. Then it shows him as a little kid, and then a student in school, and then in high school later, as part of the football team, and then when he first gets his driver's license and his first car, and just adapting to the planet Earth with his extraordinary abilities, which are enhanced by the yellow sun. I really like that. I really like the voice acting a lot too. And Lex Luthor's done pretty well. He's the billionaire industrialist, brimming with corporate greed. He's the powerful, corrupt, evil genius. And it seems that those origin stories, those shorts at the end, seem to take some inspiration from the John Byrne Superman run, which is probably my favorite from the comics. It's very similar to the Marv Wolfman, Jerry Ordway incarnations as well, which kind of came out around the same time. And so, one thing interesting to note is this is the only Superman solo cartoon that features General Zod. He's in only one episode. Him and the other imprisoned Phantom Zone villains unleash a powerful, super-powered, indestructible monster upon Metropolis, and Superman has to stop it. But he does briefly fight Zod at the end, and Zod has all the same powers as Superman. He's wearing the human military uniform like he wears in the early comics too, so he still doesn't have much of a presence, but at least he is in one episode, unlike most of these other animated series. And yeah, of course there's other villains from the comics, but and a reconstructed version of John Williams' memorable theme from the Superman movies of Christopher Reeve, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I really like oh, and I think this has the same a very similar narration to the opening theme of the live action Adventures of Superman TV series of George Reeves, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of references and lots of nods to past incarnations of Superman, and it's pretty accurate to the comics too. And like I said, it's kind of takes a little bit of inspiration from the John Byrne run, which is cool. And yeah, I highly recommend this this pretty much forgotten cartoon. It's a great adaptation of Superman, I think. And I think it is a slight improvement over this one, though I like this one a lot. They're both very fun in different ways. Yeah, definitely recommend them both if you're a fan of the Man of Steel. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I just wish that that 1988 cartoon had lasted a little longer, but what are you gonna do? We could have seen even more villains like Brainiac and Metallo and all them. Alright, so then now we have, of course, the 90s animated series, which is the second cartoon that was part of the DC animated universe, developed by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and company. They did a great job. Just like the Batman animated series, this is probably my favorite Superman cartoon by far. Probably my favorite adaptation of the character, for sure. Yeah, it just does everything right. It's perfect. Yeah, Tim Daly's voice as Superman is awesome. He also voices Bizarro, the evil clone of Superman. Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor is phenomenal. He's the ideal. He's the definitive Lex Luthor. He always plays a great villain, and here's no exception. So yeah, when we see plenty of other villains like Brainiac, who in this version, he was an AI on the planet Krypton, and he was kind of involved in Krypton's destruction. He saved himself and downloaded his consciousness into an android body. So it takes a lot of inspiration from the pre-crisis Superman comics, as well as some references to the post-crisis ones as well. And there is a lot of inspiration from the John Byrne run as well, and also the comics that were more current, like the Roger Stern and Dan Jurgens run, and all those. But yeah, then we see other villains like the Toyman and a few others. There's a new character, a new villain known as Livewire, who has the powers of electricity. She's kind of like the Spider-Man villain Elektra. She's voiced by Lori Petty. She's created just for the show, much like Harley Quinn was for the Batman animated series. And yeah, like I said, Lex Luthor is done perfectly. Yeah, Lois Lane's in it, of course. Jimmy Olsen's in it. Yeah, there's a lot of like Lex Luthor. This is the definitive, like, really threatening, really intimidating Lex Luthor, who's Superman's most powerful enemy. Like, he's the head of a big corporation. A lot of people trust him. A lot of people think he's the good guy, but really it's he's the powerful villain, and he wants to destroy Superman. We see kryptonite, all that. It also has of course Parasite and Metallo and Lobo, the main man. Plenty of my favorite characters and story arcs are adapted here. There's Lobo. There's Parasite. Very, very great show. Of course, Darkseid from Apocalypse makes plenty of appearances. And this is my favorite Superman adaptation by far. I highly recommend it. Anyway, this is volume 1. I guess there was 2 seasons. Or no, maybe four seasons. I'm sorry. I think 2 seasons was the original Batman animated series before it spun off into the new Batman Adventures. Here's volume 1 with 18 episodes at full speed. Here's volume 2. There's Jor-El that's General Jack Sur. He's kind of Zod's not in this cartoon, but General Jack Sur is kind of an amalgamation of Zod and Jack Sur from the comics. He's kind of combined into one. Also, Supergirl's here, but she's not Superman's cousin, Kara Zor-El. She's Kara NZ from Krypton's sister planet, and Superman discovers she's still alive in suspended animation, even though her entire race of people have been killed also, but in the same when Krypton exploded, destroyed her people as well. It's a little different. I don't really care for the fact that they didn't include Zod. I don't really care for the fact that Supergirl's not Superman's cousin, but it's fine. It works. Those are my 2 only minor nitpicks about the show, because otherwise it's pretty much flawless. Perry White's there too, of course. There's Darkseid. There's Metallo. Metallo's voiced by Malcolm McDowell, which is pretty cool. And Parasite's voiced by Brian James, who's one of my favorite actors. He was the villain Max Chinky in the horror show, and one of my favorite episodes of Tales from the Crypt. He always plays a great villain anyway. So, there's Superman and Lois. It's a great cartoon. I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of Superman, and if you're a fan of the DC animated universe, this is an absolute must. If you like the Batman animated series, and this is a great, kind of like a spiritual successor, a follow-up that, it's the Man of Steel instead of, And of course, there's the episode World's Finest, parts 1, 2, and 3, where he teams up with Batman, which is pretty cool. It's Mr. Matilda Plick, voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. I think it's a perfect choice for him. The voice acting's great, the animation's great, the art style's great. Here's volume 3. As the last episodes of the series. Definitely a must-watch. I cannot recommend this cartoon enough. It's the best version, the best adaptation of Superman, I think, by far. Oh, yeah. I think there's also an episode where he races the Flash. There's an episode with Aquaman. There's an episode with the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern being pursued by Sinestro, and then, like I said, there was also those crossovers with the Batman animated series, which is really, really cool. Superman, the animated series, my favorite incarnation, my favorite adaptation of Superman, and an absolute must-own if you're a fan of the Man of Steel, because it's the best. Alright, so now that's it for my Superman solo cartoons. I'm pretty sure the animated series is pretty much the last animated Superman television show featuring just Superman. As not part of an ensemble. Of course, there was the DC Superheroes Filmation Adventures. These were aired along with that 1966 Superman cartoon, and you had the Aquaman and Batman cartoons, and it featured the Justice League. There was Superman, the Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Hawkman, the Atom, But really, like, Superman's, I don't really think that Superman's really part of a lot of these. They just kind of put him on the cover. Like, he might have been there occasionally, but I don't think he had as much of a presence. Yeah, there's also, like, solo cartoons featuring the Atom, and there's the Flash and Kid Flash and Green Lantern and Hawkman. Then there's the Justice League cartoons. Yeah, it's the Man of Steel. And then, of course, there's Teen Titans. So yeah, it's probably the earliest adaptation, the earliest animated show featuring the Justice League. Though, and it's pretty fun. You know, it's just good, cheesy fun, a little nostalgic for me. So yeah, I definitely say it's worth checking out. Then, of course, there was the way more popular Super Friends cartoons, which Superman is a huge part of it. And my favorite version is the Challenge of the Super Friends, where, you know, Superman teams up with Batman, Wonder Woman, you know, Green Lantern, the Flash, Aquaman, and a few original characters. And, of course, you know, there's the Legion of Doom, the team of supervillains, and the leader is Lex Luthor, fittingly enough. And there's other Superman villains like Bizarro and Brainiac and a few others. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Challenge of the Super Friends. Like, that was the third incarnation of the Super Friends from 1978. And I think it's still the best. It's the most fun. Yeah, there's Lex Luthor, there's Brainiac. There's various other villains. There's Captain Cold, a Flash villain. The Cheetah is a Wonder Woman villain. You know, there's Black Manta from is Aquaman's main adversary. You know, there's Sinestro. But yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, there's the Riddler. Yeah, I love the Super Friends. I grew up watching it. And this is probably my favorite incarnation of the Super Friends. Yeah, Challenge of the Super Friends with the Legion of Doom. It's kind of the first one to have like a whole lot of super villains from the comics. Yeah, pretty cool. Then there's also the Super Friends, the Legendary Superpowers show. Yeah, featuring, you know, the superheroes team up once again as part of the Justice League. And this one has a few bonus cartoons from the New Adventures of Superman. I think some from from seasons 2 and 3, which I don't have. And then the Adventures of Batman cartoon, or the New Adventures of Batman cartoon from the 70s. And yeah, I think this is the first animated series to feature Darkseid. Yeah, there's Lex Luthor again, and there's Firestorm. Yeah, I think Darkseid was made his animated debut in this version, if I'm not mistaken. Either this one or the next one. I'm pretty sure it was this one. But yeah, of course, Superman is a huge part of the Super Friends cartoons, and this is a great one too, right up there with Challenge of the Super Friends. That was still my favorite. Then there was the 1985 the Superpowers team, Galactic Guardians. I think this is the first version to feature Cyborg, and then Darkseid had even more of a presence here. And then Brainiac actually got his new look in this one, that more machine-like, more robotic form that I talked about in the last two Superman collection videos. But yeah, Galactic Guardians is pretty cool. I remember watching this a lot back in the day. I'm very happy to have it on DVD now. Yeah, of course, Superman is a huge part of it, obviously. Yep. But the best version of Justice League is, of course, the Justice League animated series, which is part of the DC animated universe run by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini, like I said. I don't think Tim Daly returns to voice Superman, at least not in all of these, but we do have Kevin Conroy returning as Batman. And yeah, we see a lot of the a lot of Superman characters and villains. Yeah, Darkseid has a huge presence here. And several other villains. I think the only thing I don't care for is that it's the Wally West Flash, who is kind of the current Flash in the comics at the time after Barry Allen was killed off in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then it starts with John Stewart, Green Lantern. He's a great character, but like I would have preferred it to start with Hal Jordan, and then maybe John Stewart could have replaced him later. And then also Aquaman's barely in it. He's in like maybe 2 or 3 episodes. He's replaced by Hawk Girl as part of the 7th founding member. But overall, this is just minor nitpicks. This is still pretty much flawless cartoon. This is by far the best adaptation of the Justice League, I think. There's the Ultra Humanite. He was the first supervillain Superman ever faced in the comics, which we talked about in the last video. Even though he wasn't an albino gorilla until much later. Yeah, he was actually a human in the beginning, but here's the albino gorilla form. It was John Stewart, Green Lantern, fighting Solomon Grundy. Yeah, great show. and probably my third favorite cartoon from the DC animated universe, after, of course, the Batman animated series and the Superman animated series that we already talked about. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I wish they would make a live-action Justice League movie that was this good. Maybe someday. Who knows? They should take, a lot of inspiration from this. Then it was followed by Justice League Unlimited. Here I have seasons 1 and 2. And we saw a few other characters introduced. We had DC's Captain Marvel, which I think was only he was only like one episode. And Green Arrow and Red Tornado were a bigger part of it, had bigger roles this time. Martian Manhunter just kind of stayed at the Watchtower, which is their satellite headquarters. He didn't really have much of a presence in this version like he did in the last time. Yeah, of course, Supergirl's there. Again, she's Kara NZ, not Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin. There's plenty of other villains make an appearance. And I really like the episodes where Lex Luthor forms the kind of like a Legion of Doom type of thing. I guess what's he call them? The Injustice League or something. With various other supervillains. It's pretty cool. And we see plenty more Superman villains, and of course Superman was a huge part of it, obviously. And so yeah, my favorite adaptation of Justice League, and great I absolutely must have if you're a fan of DC comics and superheroes. There's Sinestro. Yeah, very, very good stuff. Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Check them out. You will not be disappointed. Alright, well, that's about it for all my Superman animated shows. Be sure to let me know which ones are your guys' favorite in the comments below. Of course, my favorite's the animated series from the 90s. Well, my life would be incomplete if I didn't have all of them. Oh yeah. Some great cartoons featuring the Man of Steel himself. Kal-El of Krypton. Alright guys, yeah, like I said, let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. This video wasn't nearly as long as my last two, and stay tuned for my next video. I'll probably do it sometime tomorrow, where we'll look at all the animated movies featuring the Man of Steel. DC Comics. Hi guys, well thank you for watching my Superman collection, part 3. And stay tuned for more. I'm Hellhound. This has been, you've been watching the Horror, Metal, and Comics channel. Until next time, later.